Today I'm going to convince you that the only real sports science happened in the 1870s. There was a lot of impressive art created in the 1800s, but there was something wrong with the horses. The art was good, but the biomechanics were not. These horses, for example, appear to be flying.
Steady! They're flying! Hold on! I can't get him down!
This jockey appears altogether too casual for the insane position he's currently in.
Whoa! Easy! Hold it! Whoa.
Something needed to be done about these unruly horses. This is where our unlikely scientists come in.
Gold Sovereign says I could do just that.
Oh, it's a bet, Lord Daftwager.
Our story begins with two industrial tycoons who loved betting on horse racing. But this time, they waged a different type of bet. They were arguing about how a horse runs. And they wanted to know, is there a point in time where the horse has all of its legs off of the ground at once? One guy says yes, the other guy says no, and then they put $25,000 on it, which in today's money, $810,000 US. This story starts off with some key ingredients in the scientific method that are absent from what we today call science. First of all, they have a hypothesis that is hypothetical. It's not based on current evidence. When they're sitting there making their wager, they're not looking at the evidence. They're just speculating. One person has one idea, the other person has another. Two, this is disprovable. If you can get a photo of a horse running where all four legs are off the ground, you've disproven the one guy who bet against the other. If you want to call yourself a scientist nowadays, it's really not required that you engage with the scientific method. You don't have to enter that arena. You don't have to put yourself out there in a way where you might be disproven. It's simply not expected. But let's continue the story and see what happens when you actually do that.
Railroad magnate Leland Stanford hired Muybridge to photograph his prize racehorse, Occident, at a trot. Muybridge constructed a track specifically for the purpose. Multiple cameras were lined up, each connected to a wire stretched across the track. As the horse hit each wire, a camera was triggered to capture an instant in time. Horses on merry-go-rounds and an academic painting had long been represented with all feet off the ground, stretched out in front and back. Muybridge's pictures proved something else, that the feet do leave the ground at once, but when they're under the horse's body. These photos caused a great sensation. Meissonier, a celebrated painter of horses, is said to have wept when he saw Muybridge's photographs. It was the first time that such rapid motion could be seen like this, thin slices of time, quicker than anything the human eye could perceive. Muybridge experimented with the optical gadgets of the time, the zoetrope, thaumatrope, and phenakistoscope, and he created something he called the zoopraxiscope, a precursor to cinema. It showed his still images in rapid sequence, reanimating the still photos, and cast the image on a wall. He would live to create hundreds more of the motion studies of people performing various tasks and movements, of horses and other animals. His innovations in photographic technology formed the very foundation of cinema. Every movie you see today, and every animation, owes something to the legacy of Edward Muybridge.
Here's the twist on this video. We're now going to take part in the second scientific debate in the biomechanics arena. And if you want to join in, there's going to be rules. You have to predict what will be shown true in the future before we have the evidence. I've already arranged an EMG or an electromyography machine so that I can go and test some theories. Now, prediction number one that I will be able to test is, can the lats apply forward force at the bottom of the bench press. I've used the EMG previously, and you can see those results in my previous YouTubes. I'll link them below. But I didn't use it for the bench press. So, yes, no. This is a disprovable hypothesis. It's hypothetical. I haven't got the evidence yet. But you tell me what you think. I say, yes, the lats can create forward motion on the bench press at the bottom part of the bench press. Mike Israetel says,
that's fucking backwards.
Whose side are you on? Now, I have a second prediction, which I won't be able to test myself, and that is to do with breathing. My prediction is that the current modes of breathing are wrong. That in actual fact, the diaphragm pushes outwards when you inhale. I'm going to have a pinned comment down below, and if you want to comment there, you got to follow my rules or I will delete your comment. You have to make a disprovable prediction. And because what I'm saying is all disprovable, you basically just have to say, am I right or am I wrong? One is bench press. Lats can help push the bar forward. Two is the diaphragm, when contracting, can push the ribcage outwards. Those are predictions. I don't have the evidence yet, and they are disprovable. So you just say, is that right or is that wrong? I'll come up with some sort of formula. Leland's wager gave way to a bunch of unpredictable outcomes. Cinema, biomechanics. What will be the result of this wager? This question, this testable, provable, scientific process? I don't know, but stay tuned.